Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ham and Juice podcast,
Yeah.
your one-stop shop for hip-hop news, music, and all the latest events happening in the community. All
Yeah.
right, we are joined here today, as always, by my co-host Jason,
What's up?
and I am, of course, your other host, Hamza. And
Yes,
together we have the Ham and Juice podcast. Jason, how are we doing today?
I am doing beautiful on this wonderful Thursday afternoon.
Excellent, excellent. I'm doing pretty good as well.
Good.
It's I like to say finally I have a desk. I'm not recording on my bed anymore, just sitting on it. So hopefully the
Yeah.
sound quality is a little better for me.
Okay.
What have you been up to?
I've been like chilling out.
Uh,
I'm really into like playing some games. PS5 just launched announcement. I watched that. I was kind of hyped. Shout out that.
oh yeah, no, it actually looks pretty sick.
Yeah, gang.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. In terms of music drops, not a very big week, but we do have a couple big guys
Yeah.
and a lot of news though. Definitely a lot of drama, and we know you
Yeah.
guys love the drama. So yeah, what do you want to start off first? I mean, we have a fan favorite, a friend of the show, not really. 6ix9ine.
Whoa, 6ix9ine, the GOAT, the greatest. I think the biggest, most influential rapper of 2020, minus Drake,
Uh,
unless he unleashed his album. But
it's
for
possible.
now, six
Yeah.
nine got the most clout.
I mean, in terms of headlines, in terms of just pure attention, yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Unfortunately, being at the top comes with some consequences. He is
Yep.
currently being sued for $5.3 million.
Oh my goodness.
Basically, he's being sued by some promoters
Whoa.
um, for breach of contract, fraud, and defamation.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what this is about is he had basically tweeted before an event that the promoters for said event were scamming, that he wasn't paid, that they were corrupt, and
Yeah.
that they were scamming him. And the promoters are in fact saying that 6ix9ine gave no notice, that he was not attending the show despite being paid $58,000 of his $60,000 fee in advance. So basically, there's two radically different stories here, and I don't know what to believe.
I
It's
believe
kind of
6ix9ine. I
you
believe
believe
6ix9ine.
yeah, yeah,
He
fair
would
enough.
never lie. He worked with law enforcement. He say the truth,
Mhm.
nothing but the truth, and got out.
I mean, fair enough. You see, I think this is a bit of a special case right here because this is one of the few cases we have with 6ix9ine that are not directly related to, I guess, his criminal history.
Okay.
They are instead just him being sued by some promoters because he was a no-show
Mm-hmm.
and
Sure.
basically is saying that they scammed him.
Okay. Here's the deal. You know,
Yeah.
these guys, I don't know them. No one knows them. They're just using 6ix9ine for his clout. Again, being at the top has its
Hot
cost.
take, hot take.
It's
Okay,
the
okay.
price of being successful and famous in America.
Mhm, mhm. Wow, wow. You know what? It's interesting because I believe they actually had filed a suit in late 2018 in the
Uh-huh.
district court, but was pulled out at the request of the plaintiffs.
Okay.
But now it is set to be refiled. Um,
These guys.
it's interesting because there's no listed reason for why they pulled it out, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
They just want to ruin another successful hip hop artist in the community because we cannot have anything good.
I mean, you know what? You never know. Honestly, it's weird because you hear all the time about like artists who either are super late to concerts or don't show up to concerts, stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah.
And this is probably the first time that I've heard of like a big headline where the dude is being sued for it for $5 million. I mean,
Yeah.
like a lot of rappers out there today, they like just to be honest with you, a lot of them are super late to any concert. It's
Mm-hmm.
just expected at this point. And it's just interesting because you can
Oh,
definitely, yeah, you can
yeah.
definitely see that like maybe it's true. Maybe they did actually get scammed by 6ix9ine,
Sure.
but it's definitely taking advantage of the more of the headlines that are happening with 6ix9ine, with his name being out there, especially right now.
Yeah. Also trying to make some money, due to what's happening, in these unconventional, confusing, uncertain times, you know. Like they got
I
to
mean,
make money somehow, so they got to sue Mr. 6ix9ine for all he's worth, because they can't make money making these concerts, because they can't have concerts no more.
fair enough. I'm not blaming these promoters for anything. I'm not accusing them of anything. I
True.
mean, Jason might, but
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
And to be honest, too, the concert industry, the performance industry, everything's in trouble right now.
Yeah. Uncertain.
Very
Confusing.
uncertain. I mean, nobody wants to go to a concert when you could probably, get seriously sick.
Yeah. Not good.
It's true.
Straight up.
Anyway, yeah, interesting start to this. I think the next thing we have is Iggy Azalea confirms birth of new son.
Wow.
The now normally a lot of people in the hip hop industry, well, I don't even want to say the industry, but fans of hip hop do not really care all that much for Iggy Azalea.
Well, they don't now, when she used to be like super popular.
That's
She
true.
got she got a lot of clout when she was making those songs, but now,
That's a good point.
she's kind of stopped making those songs, and now she's moved on.
It's the thing is she's dating Playboy Cardi,
Oh,
and
that's
she
the
has not. Yeah, she has not
uh,
confirmed that he's the father, but they've been dating since 2018.
so are they like co-parenting? Like we know the situation with those two. Are they still together? Is it the
I don't
kid?
even know, man. I
Okay.
mean, you have the Cardi kid, you have the Drake kid. What's next, man? I don't know. Who does Cardi have beef with right now? Wait, is he still beefing with Uzi?
Oh, could be, could be.
Could be. You think like Uzi's gonna drop like a diss track
On the
on
baby,
Cardi,
like
like push,
like
like push
Pusha.
the T. Yeah, man.
Dismantle Drake, but Drake has so much clout.
I mean, maybe they're maybe that's why they made Paint. Was it Paint 1993
Yeah.
together? They were bonding over having secret children,
Oh my goodness. That's
and yeah, man, it's interesting. It's interesting. I
I
feel
think
like
so. Yeah.
whole lot of like I don't know. He could make a new album. Oh, he could go Chance. Imagine like a family oriented Playboy Cardi album.
We've seen, you said again with Chance, he went more family, he went more
Hmm.
like commercial.
Hmm.
I don't know how you can do it with Cardi style, but I'd be happy to see it.
I mean, he already speaks in the baby voice,
I
so
like Big Day, so
you like Big Day.
yeah, it was good. What?
Okay, no, nothing. I
All right,
respect your opinions.
respect.
I do almost. Next up, we have Jason's favorite, Drake.
Oh yeah, we love
Uh,
Drake on this podcast. We support Drake, unlike Hamza who hates Drake.
I I mean,
Drake responds after YK Osiris says he wants to box. Oh, come on. YK Osiris for a while has been asking everyone to box. No one want to box him, because, he's bummy. So, like,
uh,
all you do is lose clout when you do it. But I think Drake responded.
Drake did respond, and what he said is he's so basically he responded in a DM to YK, which he later posted. Drake says, "I'm trying to box you now, lol," and then I think he says, "I'm JP," but I think that means I'm JK. Oh no, he's just playing. You're gonna beat DF out of me.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys can fill in that in. And YK responds with, "At least you know your limits." A lot of emojis. Clearly, Drake is admitting that YK could literally whoop him.
That's sad.
And
YK Osiris is the worst singer of any person I've ever heard in my entire
are you
life.
serious now?
How can
Okay.
you let this man like clown you like this, Drake? Drake, you are the GOAT. Your boys with like Conor McGregor, your boys with like many people, great athletes. You can't none of that rub off on you, Drake. Come on, man. It's hard to be a Drake stan out here.
Jason is disappointed in Drake for not fighting YK.
Yeah.
Oh man, we could have like a Floyd versus Connor situation here, where it's the Champagne Poppy versus YK, and
I'm thinking
I
more
feel like that
like
would,
KSI and like Jake Paul and like.
oh that'd be yeah.
But like in clout, it's definitely at that high level. But Drake kind of like a soft ladies man. That's like his whole. So like he don't go hard, you know.
No, that's true. He does not go hard in the paint. Yeah, he likes posting pictures where he's jacked, but I feel like he's the wrong kind of jacked for this.
Yeah, it's a
I feel
different
like
kind of athleticism, and I think like he doesn't.
yeah.
I don't think you should fight. Drake, keep making that music. Release Scorpion 2. That's all we want. Scorpion C
Jason.
and D side.
The C and D side, man. Ah, it's like
Got
Ratchet
that
Happy
too?
Birthday too.
In my feeling two.
It's just the
two.
beat.
Non-stop
Like,
two. Come on, let's
oh
get it.
my God, how would God's Plan 2 even work? Like, what would that even be?
He releases $2 million to Floridan people. Come
Would
on.
it be like Jaws Plan or something? I don't even know.
He does it in 6. I don't know how he do it. He just do it.
He just does it.
He's the go.
All right. Well, anyone, if you want to beat up a rapper, it appears that Drake is the one to choose.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. Well, I did not expect this.
I gotta say something.
All right, go ahead.
I listen to Run the Jewels 4.
Ooh.
You know?
Damn. All right.
Run the Jewels 4, an album, you know, with LP and Killer Mike, you know, these great artists who work together for Run the Jewels 3, 2, 1, you know. Killer Mike has been in the media recently for making stark remarks on the situation happening in Atlanta and all across America. And he released this album. And you know what? It's a great album. I love it. You should listen to it. It goes hard. It has that like upbeat kind of like I would say that it's a good workout tape. I don't work out, but like if I was running, I'd run like 100 miles if I listened to this album. I'd say standout tracks. You know, good standout tracks would be Out of Sight feat 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is a classic on this one. He's bringing it back. He's funny. He's fresh. He's everything you want to hear in a good song.
All right, damn, man.
Listen to it, all of it, on repeat, on shuffle.
I agree with everything Jason said. Actually, yeah, it's a great album. I feel like Run the Jewels. I'd recommend Run the Jewels 3, Run the Jewels 4, Run the Jewels 2 is okay too. Run the Jewels 1 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. Jason is a massive Killer Mike fan.
Yeah, Killer Mike. Hamza also like Killer Mike.
Killer Mike, yeah. In terms of conscious rap, he is I don't want to say unmatched because you also have Black Thought. You also have a lot of other technically proficient rappers, but he's definitely up there. Yeah. So I guess we gotta go on to the big mama of this week.
Big mama.
in fact, probably the big mama of today. Really, it is Thursday today. So Ice Cube.
Oh goodness.
Ice Cube. Yeah. Me and Jason are both going to take this because this is not enough for one person. Sure. I would recommend looking at Ice Cube's Twitter right now. If you have Twitter.
Okay.
Listeners, Jason also probably has it open because we've been looking at it. Ice Cube is posting some things. Jason, what is your favorite thing that?
Favorite? Okay. My favorite, possibly non-offensive thing he's ever posted on a huge rant was, let me see. It was this one about here. It was about this like Pharaoh Egyptian guy, and it's like how he looked before European influence. And it's like a picture of like
I think it was King Tut's bro.
Yeah, with like dreadlocks and like everything. And not like
This is insane, man. He's just
So you want to explain it or like
I mean
What?
We both have to do this, man.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll go through what I think.
All right, go.
So the things happening in America today have upset many people in the community. A lot of Black Americans are feeling disenfranchised and are saying their piece on the streets and saying what they feel and saying the systematic oppression and so on. And I think this has inspired Ice Cube to do some research or look into some of the systematic issues that that affect African Americans in America. So he's posted a bunch of stuff that relates to that, or what he thinks relates to that.
Yeah,
However,
this is yeah. Go on.
it's gone a lot of this I would say conspiratorial kind of mindset where he starts to believe in like this deep state and and a lot of Egyptians and alien stuff, and it's a little confusing to say the least.
It's I mean,
What?
yeah, okay. So just to I will say right now that like 90% of what he's saying is fine with me.
Sure.
I think it's understandable. He's angry. I'm also angry. I feel like a lot of people are angry.
Yep.
He's accusing, basically, he's just accusing lawmakers and established people in the music and entertainment industry
Yeah.
of, being systematically being part of a system that actively disenfranchises people of color. Which is, you know what? Yeah. It's true. Like, if you listen to like basically any person of color talk about their experience in the industry, and they've been in for like more than 5 years, you hear a certain jadedness.
Yeah.
I like it, you definitely see the effects
Yep.
of this system, and I think that's admirable to speak out. This man has made movies. He's made tons of music.
Yeah.
He is a big figure
Yeah.
in the entertainment industry. And the thing is, the other 10% of things he says is really
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 what?
interesting.
Okay.
He,
Interesting.
he talks about the black cube of Saturn.
Okay. The black cube of Saturn,
Um,
if you don't know, the black cube of Saturn is a symbol often attributed to Jewish peoples.
I believe. Okay, so basically, if I could just describe it, to start with, he posts a Star of David, a 6-pointed star.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
and if you look at a 6-pointed star, there is a hexagon in the middle,
All right.
and the inside of the hexagon is colored in, so it looks like it is a box that is,
Mhm.
like in a 3-dimensional projection.
Yes. Like a
Shout
cube.
out, shout out foundations of math. Anyway, geometry. Anyway, uh, it's an interesting symbol considering he keeps posting images of famous black cubes around the globe.
Monuments, like statues, I think, like of these sculptures of black cubes, right?
Sculptures, just uh, even like I believe he even posts he. Hold on, let me look at these again, man.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
they look like sculptures. They are sculptures. They're art installations of black cubes, and this represents to him, I guess, like racism,
Yeah.
like
Racism,
yeah.
racism against black people and black Americans. But it's kind of sinister because it heavily implies and invokes Jewish people.
You know what, definitely, yeah, it does appear to be very I don't want to say it's anti-Semitic because I honestly do not know what to make of this.
In my
But
opinion,
yeah,
the podcast is not. This podcast does. What's the word? It it does not accept and it actually condones. What's the word?
we
Uh,
condemn
yeah,
anti-Semitism.
we condemn anti-Semitism on this podcast, and for what it's worth, it's it may not be anti-Semitic, but it seems anti-Semitic adjacent. It's definitely playing with that kind of imagery, and it's a little interesting. Okay, let's take a deeper look. There's
All
a
right, all
photo
right.
that says, what's the word? Showing like this Egyptian mural of workers, and the caption on this photo is, "It's Hebrew Israelite slaves in ancient Egypt." Okay, this comes from the story of Exodus, where Moses frees
The Jewish slaves,
the
yes, the
Jewish
Hebrew
slaves
slaves.
from
Yeah,
Pharaoh.
yeah,
But in the picture, it captions clearly they are black people. This has some, you know, some connection to possibly.
I mean, it's like, okay.
The
Here's
black
the thing.
Israelites.
Yeah, the black Israelites. We're not saying this is a joke, by the way. It's just like what? Like what is happening? I don't understand.
Hey, Ice Cube has been creating great music for the last how many years or so. He's always been like a great person in the community. You know, Straight Outta Compton was a great group. Uh, it was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
NWA. Like, come on, he's like a classic figure. It's like, it's kind of, personally, he's always been outspoken on issues affecting the black community. So he's made songs like "F the Police," you know. He's made these songs, "Good Cop, Bad Cop." Like
yeah,
he's made socially aware critiques in his art, and I think that's where his strength in his message relies upon, like his skill as an artist. I don't think
yeah,
Twitter as a medium is good for anybody to release a message about social in a, like, it's for like small things, but it has to be linked. Like 140 characters and a picture doesn't tell a whole story. It really doesn't. No context, no nuance. It's all like, even Hamza says, like, all we see is a picture, right? You just post picture that links to another picture. What are we supposed to assume?
exactly. You cannot explain a complex social commentary in 280 characters.
No.
It is simply not possible.
And these messages are confusing, and some might be hurtful to some peoples, and whoever is who can tell Ice Cube or like help him, I think they should tell him to like stop posting, and maybe like record like a video where he like explains his message, possibly through an informational podcast, maybe through like a like a
Possibly
like an
coming
article,
on our possibly coming on our podcast.
to
You
talk
never
about
know.
what's happening.
Yeah,
We want to hear the truth, and we
yeah.
can't see it through these photos. We can't. It's hard to decipher, and what some people do decipher is offensive and insensitive, and
Mhm.
like, we know that Ice Cube is known for making great crafted messages in his music, and we want to see that kind of nuance, and you know that skill with whatever he's
With
trying to say.
communication. You know what?
Communication,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't think either of us think that Ice Cube is a bad dude. I think
No.
we think that he is a good man. Maybe he's just a little. Maybe you know what? Maybe the thing is we can't really understand this message because again we haven't really lived through the black experience,
Yep.
and a lot of the people who are criticizing him are not black.
No.
And that does not invalidate their opinion. I'm
Yep.
of the opinion that if you are a person, you should have the freedom to have or not have an opinion on something.
100%.
But yeah, it is really weird to see this stuff because like it's just like one of the murals he posted was part of a very anti-Semitic like image, and I don't think he wants to be an anti-Semite. I don't think he really is an anti-Semite. It's just really weird looking at it when Ice Cube, who dropped an album literally called "Everything's Corrupt," is now posting these weird anti-Semitic images.
Like, it's uh it's it's a little disheartening, for a man who's spoken for the disenfranchised and the people who have been oppressed by the system. He's putting out these images that are, you know, anti-Semitic, like the mural you were speaking of specifically, and some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
questionable of origin, and some of them are just plain strange and bizarre. It's
like 90% of what he's saying, like I agree with, you know? Like I'm scrolling through his Twitter. It's just you can clearly see these weird pushed. I don't know even want to know what to say. Like they're just yeah.
these off. I would just say like unrelated, possibly. You know, like
Yeah,
I
like
hope so. Like I agree with Hamza. Like 90% of his message, you know, we should like listen to and read and look into it. But the some of it, some of it is a little crazy, and you know, it's hard to see that from a man that's been so well
I
respected and
mean he is a culture icon.
yeah,
He's a hip hop icon. I would even say a pop culture icon. You know.
yeah. So my final feelings are, you know, I hope somebody tells him what's up, you know, tell him to explain himself. That will give like everybody like a chance to have a fair and honest critique of what he thinks as a person. You know, if he believes he's right, he should say so. If he believes he's wrong, he should say so. And
I agree. I agree.
we need to know what he thinks. You know, like and if so, soon.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's just yeah, wow. What what, a, what an event. I don't even know what to say, man.
These are uncertain times, Hamza. You know,
It is, it is.
these are
It is.
confusing times, and we, the people, must figure out and maneuver our way through it using the power of our podcast and spreading good music and reviewing good music and
Mhm.
reviewing the community and the drama, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a couple, one new album and another single. Just gonna quickly go through them. Flatbush Zombies released an album now more than ever. Um, I would definitely say this is really really good. I don't have a lot to say about it because I've only listened to it once, but it's if you like if you like Flatbush Zombies, you will definitely appreciate this album. And of course, we have Meek Mill dropping the other side of America. And this is again a very politically charged track. A lot of people forget that Meek Mill is now very politically involved. I guess he's trying to clean up his image after getting out of jail.
Good for
He's
him.
he's become a man of God, and I say this completely unironically. I respect him for cleaning up his act. I mean, I think like he recognizes I think the inherent issues in our society
Yep.
a lot more than a lot of other people,
Yeah.
and he calls it out, man. If you watch his interviews, he's definitely a very smart man, and people like to, I guess, underestimate him simply because he is a rapper,
Oh man. Not cool.
and it's not cool. I mean, yeah, you definitely got to respect him. And finally, the last thing we have today is the Grammys have changed their urban category
Oh goodness.
to progressive R&B.
Okay, what's up with this, yo? Yo, this is
Okay.
real. Yo, what? Okay, Hamza. If you don't know, loves
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah.
So what's
I
progressive
mean,
R&B? If you mind to explain it.
I don't know, man. I don't know what progressive R&B. Listen. Urban, the urban category is something that I also really don't like because it's basically a way of saying black people music. It is literally a way of saying black people music. And now what they're doing by changing to progressive R&B is saying, "Oh, this is colored people music."
Oh goodness.
That's all this is, man. That's all. It's just like this is the worst thing you could have done,
Okay.
in
So,
my opinion. Yeah,
so
yeah.
does
Go ahead.
progressive R&B like does it have rap music or is it just R&B
I
music? What is it?
I don't because I honestly before that like urban
Yeah.
the only way I could have defined urban
So what?
is just black people music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
According to the Grammys, which
Yeah.
the way that they rank, it is mostly just music created by black people,
Okay.
and
Cool.
it's a way of separating them from other genres that are white dominated, or I guess
Uh,
because you have to admit like jazz, R&B, soul, hip hop, even country to some extent, folk, all of these were either directly created by Black culture
Yeah.
or heavily inspired by it.
Sure.
And then you see this where, I mean, I guess even for country specifically, a lot of pop music now, Black people are kind of driven out a little bit.
Oh,
I mean, you don't really see any Black country singers that are very famous.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm gonna be honest. There's not a lot of
mhm.
famous country singers anymore.
That's
That's a
good
hot
point.
take. That's a hot take. That's my take.
Mhm.
You know, country music is
Fair
falling
enough.
out of the mainstream.
Fair enough. I mean, to be honest, the only really mainstream country hit was in fact Lil Nas X, with his what was that song again?
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, and that was the biggest mainstream country hit in like 10 years, man.
Yeah.
So now they've changed it to progressive R&B. I don't actually know what this means because I doubt it will be progressive R&B, because what even is progressive R&B? To like, I've listened to like every other type of R&B, and I will say that some songs are progressive in their
Sure.
ideas, but you can't just be like, oh, this is progressive. This is progressive rap.
Okay,
This is
because
progressive country.
in other genres of music, like house music or electronic music, there's like progressive house and other forms. Like, could it be like a different style? That'd be very
But
specific, but
the issue is like, I mean, like there was definitely like prog rock, right?
sure.
But prog rock has a defined sound. They like people understand.
Okay, yeah.
There, to be honest with you, I've never seen. I mean, like I could be wrong here. I've never seen a song that was literally defined as progressive R&B. Like
Uh,
there are definitely other types of R&B. Like there's like neo soul. There's like alt R&B. Maybe like that's, I guess, the closest you could have said for that. There's just, but I don't understand what this. It's like literally just the worst response ever.
that's a little crazy, you know. That's a little crazy. Hopefully, you know, the awards come out, the nominations come out, then we can see what's all about. You know, it's a little confusing, but these
I am
are
very
confusing and uncertain times.
Yep.
So hopefully they'll
Yep.
figure it out.
Uh, just to, I guess, continue the R&B thing, we have a couple other covers that came out. Georgia Smith covered Saint Germain. It is called Rose Rouge, I believe. Let
Yeah.
me quickly check. Let me just, sorry. And also there is another cover by Sir. It is called a cover of Footsteps in the Dark by Sir. I would say that's probably the smoothest track to come out in a little while.
Ooh.
And yeah, if you want some vibes, check out those two. Yeah, I think that's about it today.
Okay. Here's my track recommendations other than Run the Jewels.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say them?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay. We got Tonio Rosario's Koliki Taka. We got Avicii
Okay.
Wake Me Up. And Rick Ross and Skrillex Purple Lamborghini.
Uh-huh. I guess for me, we have. Let me just quickly check. I've been listening to a lot of Chet Baker lately.
Ooh.
I like some smooth jazz. If you don't know who Chet Baker is, he's basically invented the cool jazz subgenre. I will say probably for Chet Baker, I Get Along Without You Very Well. I Fall in Love Too Easily.
Okay.
And My Funny Valentine. My Funny Valentine is actually, I got put on to it because of another show that uses a lot of song names for their characters. I won't say which, but Funny Valentine is a character, and I guess since we're on this classic vein,
Okay.
I'm listening to the Bodyguard original soundtrack by mainly Whitney Houston, I guess. Basically tracks 1 to 4. So I Will Always Love You to Run to You. Also, I'm Every Woman. I'm Every Woman should be played at every single club ever because it is such a banger. And you don't expect that.
Really?
But it is Whitney Houston, and Whitney Houston knows how to make a party song.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, that's about it for me.
All right. It's a good one. Good podcast. I love talking to you, Hunter.
You too, Jason. Appreciate you. Yeah. All right. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, fellas.